Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Munce Report. Well, the feature racing heads to Ipswich this weekend, where the stable has two feature race runners in. Munce, who contest the listed Eyeliner Stakes over 1,200 metres, and Skate to Paris contesting the Gay Waterhouse Classic, which is, of course, the race she ran a slashing third in last year. Trainer Chris Munce joins us to give us the latest news and insights on the stable's runners. Welcome, mate. How's the week been and how are the charges heading into these big feature races?
Yeah, g'day Adam. How you going, mate? No, it's been a pretty good week. We've had a couple of nice trials early on Tuesday, and then we only had the one runner yesterday at Eagle Farm who duly won for us in smooth move. And we just got a light couple of runners over the weekend, but I think they're all sort of live hopes in each race that they're in.
And obviously good to have more feature race runners with these two. And obviously they've both achieved quite a lot already. But looking to add to that on the weekend, Munce ran a gallant fourth in the Ramornie in quick time, 1:08.70. So a pretty decent run first up. How's he come through that run and have you had to do much with him since?
Yeah, look, he's come through it pretty well, Adam. I mean, the next day, he was obviously a bit leg weary. He'd had a long 4-hour trip down there. He raced and then returned. So, on the Thursday morning, he was a bit weary, but we sent him out to Archer Park for a few days of R&R. And by the time he come back to us, he was really bucking his brand off and back to normal. So, we haven't done much with him. He just had a nice little half-mile gallop there yesterday morning here at Eagle Farm on a Wednesday quiet morning. And just to stretch his legs, and he's in pretty good order, the horse. So look, it probably wasn't really a planned option for us, but lack of races that really suit him probably have forced us to have to run him. Look, he's in. I think he's probably going as good as I think he can go.
And he's obviously, they haven't missed him in the market. He's been installed as the favourite, so which I guess not a surprise given his record.
Yeah, and look, I don't think it's the strongest race, in all honesty. I mean, if you look at a horse like Mr. Bellagio, he's only a restricted grade horse coming through. If he's sort of second in the market, well, there probably doesn't appear to be a lot of depth there in the race, which, I suppose it's just one of them races. A typical Eyeliner, it can often throw up a long price winner if whatever gets the right sort of run during the race. So, look, it's I just think it's a race that's there for him to run in, and he'll probably after this, I would suggest look to go back to the paddock and get ready for the summer.
Okay, very good. The other feature race runner, Skate to Paris, she was third when resuming, but importantly, 3 of her 4 wins have been second up, so she's got a good record there. A bit of the other end of the spectrum, they've left her alone in the market. She's a $16 chance. Do you think that they've sort of forgotten about her, or maybe what she did in this race last year?
I don't know. It's it's hard to say, but Justin's riding terrific. He'll take the reins tomorrow. Larry was suspended and couldn't ride her, and then we had another senior jockey booked to ride, and his manager took another ride. So we were left scrambling, and fortunately Justin was there, and I'm more than happy to put him on. He's riding terrific, Justin, and I'm sure from a good draw there he'll give her the right ride. And look, if she's good enough, he'll give her every opportunity to win the race.
Has she done much since that first up run?
Oh, she's been kept up to the mark. It was only a couple of weeks ago. So, she's had a couple of nice gallops and she looks really, really well. I thought that run first up tightened her up nicely. And, the track tomorrow I think will suit her, really.
Okay, well, the stable also has runners heading to the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast across the weekend. In at the Gold Coast on Saturday, you've got Lucky Time and Black Widow in the same race, which is a maiden handicap over 1,200 metres. Lucky Time wasn't so lucky last start at Moorlambar, and Black Widow is first up here.
Yeah, Lucky Time was a tragedy beaten at Moorlambar first up. I think poor old Benny fell asleep in the gates and forgot there was a race on, and she was terribly unlucky first up. But she's drawn a little bit sticky there on Saturday, so it's going to take a good ride from our jockey to sort of get in and give her the right opportunity. But she's a nice filly, this, and can gallop quite well. So with an ounce of luck, she's going to be right there in the finish. Black Widow probably hasn't drawn ideal for a horse like him. He's drawn 15 of 15, and the map probably looks a little bit ugly for him. I'm still undecided whether we'll run, but look, it's just one of them races where we may still run him just to get a gallop into him to step him out in distance for his second start. But look, it's not a bad race to kick both of them off in.
Okay. Wolsey, who was, along with Black Widow, was scheduled to run it at Dalby on Thursday, is entered for race 8, which is a benchmark 68 over 1,200 metres, and she was an impressive trialer.
Yeah, well, she's going well, Wolsey. I think she's in good order at the moment. Would have loved to have seen her at Dalby today, but obviously when the track came up a heavy 9 this morning, we didn't want to risk running her first up on a heavy track and bottom her out for the rest of her prep. So we elected to wait. She'll most likely go around Saturday, probably roll forward, and then just hopefully she's she's forward enough to be able to be competitive 1,200 first up in that greater race. But I'm pretty happy with how she's going at this point in time.
Okay, very good. And then at Sunshine Coast on Sunday, 2 runners line up in the opening race, which is for the 2-year-old Colts and Gelding's maiden plate. Triptonic, an interesting runner, more than ready Gelding, makes his debut, and Jabali Gold, who has second career start here.
Yeah, so Jabali Gold, he's a bit of a work in progress. He's quite a headstrong horse. He's got good ability, but his mind's just not in the game at the moment. He wants to try and do things upside down and take charge of the rider, and he's just quite a naughty horse at this point of time. So we're sort of hoping that a bit of racing under his belt will change that mentality. Sunday we'll just ride him where he's comfortable. He actually showed good speed from the gate first up for Ryan Wiggins at the Gold Coast, but the 900, they went too fast for him and he couldn't sustain the gallop, so he was able to get back, but he was always wide and probably just whacked away. So up to the 1,000 metres, once again, we'll just let him find his feet early, and hopefully he can sort of just get a bit of cover, which will allow him an opportunity to run on. But the other guy, Triptonic, he's been a horse we had to be a bit patient with. He's been very immature. Obviously, he's a colt. He was a bit of a lad, so we gelded him. Then he fell away a little bit on us after we gelded him, just lightened right off and lost all his strength. But this time he's come back. He's a different horse. He's a strong horse, much more mature mentally. Drawn a little bit sticky, but the good thing we've got in our favour is the big Clounder track, which will probably, hopefully, give Ryan Maloney a chance to find the right sort of spot on him.
Okay, yeah, gate 15 for him, so it'll be interesting to see how he navigates a path from there. Speaking of wide gates, you've already touched on Smooth Move, but Justin Huxtable was able to do that during the week, had 10 from 10 in the gate, in the barrier 10 from 10, and got him into a nice spot, and he won really well.
Yeah, well, I mean, he drew awkward, and Justin basically gave him a 10 out of 10 ride, didn't he? I mean, he put him in the right spot there, just behind the speed, and although he was a little bit aggressive, Smooth Move, he was able to find a horse to follow and switch off for the majority of the race. And once he sort of got to the outside, he really put pay to him. He's just a good, honest galloper, this guy, who I'm really thinking that'll take the next step. And, I think he's got quite a bright future.
Yeah, and obviously follows on for the Archer Park guys off the back of Lady Brahmos's win in the same colours, and she's another one obviously with an impressive future. So bit of a roll on for the Archer Park guys there.
Yeah, we've only got a couple of horses for them, so it's nice that they've both been able to win and race the way that they have. You know, they've really hit the line strong, and I think they're two very, very good gallopers with a bright future.
Okay, and the other winner, just recapping from last weekend, Outback Gladiator broke his maiden at the Gold Coast in the heavy going, got through the heavy.
Went super, didn't he? Yeah, had a lot of weight on his back and was a long way off the lead in the run, and Michael Murphy gave him a good ride, just being very patient, got into the outside, and I was very, very impressed with the way that he finished his race off. So I think he's a nice staying prospect of the future. I think he'll get out a mile, 2,000 metres. And he's not the biggest framed horse, so we'll probably have to space his runs a little bit. But I just think he's got a great nature. He's a willing horse, and I just really think he's got quite a bright future as well, just over a staying journey.
Very good. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for him next start, and that's so 2 winners from the stable's last 3 starters. So let's hope the run continues this weekend.
Well, fingers crossed, Adam. They're in their right races, so just need a bit of luck of the Irish. That's all.
Very good, mate. All right, we'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Thanks, Adam. See you, mate.